welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. It's already evening and I thought that I would sit down and chat for a bit before watching the second semi-final of the Football World Cup, which is on tonight. Today has been a very cold day. I think at the moment it's about -15 here, but we've been down to 17 or 18. And I went out or to the city to run some errands. And so I had to spend some time outside and driving in the cold and all that. And I can still feel the chill in my bones. You get really cold when it's cold. But it is very beautiful. It's very picturesque out there. And now the snow is falling, like these big flakes slowly falling. It's like everything you might imagine about snowy and Christmassy pictures. That's what it's like right now. But it's very cold. So yeah, I'm happy to be inside and have the fire on and be able to snuggle up with my knitting very soon. One of the things I did today when in town was I went thrift shopping. That is, I went to the thrift shop, secondhand shop, thrift market. I don't know what the correct term is actually for this phenomenon. What we do here mostly is that it's not a place where people donate stuff. There are those kind of thrift shops as well, but this is a place where people bring their stuff and they set up a table and then they sell their stuff and they get money from they pay sort of a weekly or monthly fee, and then the store kind of sells their stuff and gets a provision out of that. So that means that there can be pretty much anything in those shelves, and it's completely unsorted. I'll put up some footage showing you just a little peek of what the places look like. But you can find pretty much anything. Sometimes you find a lot, sometimes you find nothing. And I'm not a great shopper in general. I don't go to these kinds of places to shop for clothes, even though there are clothes. That's what most people sell. They mostly sell clothes, or try to sell clothes. I don't do that because I try to make my own clothes, and because I don't have the patience to sort through all the redundancy that are in those kinds of places. So what I look for when I go are a couple of things, or a few things. I look for jigsaw puzzles. And now today I did see there were quite a few jigsaw puzzles, but I was good and I didn't buy any. And I'll show you why. I'll just put in a picture here. This is my pile of undone puzzles that I haven't yet made. And then I have about 25 more that I've already made that I need to sell and just pass on to. So I was good and didn't add to my puzzle stash today, even though I did see some nice ones, but I was good about that. Then the other thing I look for is, of course, yarn or fabrics that I can use for my making. And sometimes there's a lot of that too. The yarns are often maybe not the kind of yarn that I necessarily look for. They may be acrylic blends and or the typical Finnish Novita yarns, which I'm not that keen on. But yeah, there were some nice yarns out there today, and I did buy a bag of yarns for €5, and I will show you what was in my bag. because I thought that was actually quite a bit of a bargain and a bit of a good find actually. And just to continue, what else I look for in thrift shops, I also look at pots and pans and you know, cooking utensils, frying pans, that sort of thing, because I've actually found some really good ones, some good quality ones, some wrought iron ones or stainless steel ones that you can find for a really good price at those kinds of places. And especially thinking now that my son may be moving out in a couple of years, then rather than just buying everything new, it would be good to maybe stock up on some second-hand stuff that is perfectly usable for many years still. So that's sort of basically, or maybe even I might look for magazines like knitting magazines or knitting books, or sewing magazines and books, pattern magazines. So those are kind of the things that I look for, because I can't take everything in. I have to sort of put on the lenses that will filter out these categories, because I can't take everything in, because that just overwhelms me completely. So if I want to go look for something else, I need to put on different lenses and think, okay, today I'm going to look for such and such a thing. So that's how I do my thrift shopping, in case you're interested. But then I thought I would show you what yarn I got, because I thought it was kind of exciting actually. I've got them here. And there was a bunch of yarns. Some are not labeled, so I don't know what they are, but I'm pretty sure they are all wool or wool blends, or say like wool with nylon sock yarns. So first of all, there was an Adriafil 100% merino superwash yarn, gray. They're all in these neutral colors, and I thought you can never go wrong with neutrals. You always need neutrals. So that was one, and the other one with the label was Drops Nord, which is actually a good yarn. It has wool and alpaca and some nylon, and I've used that in some socks, and it's very good in socks. So that was nice. And then there are some black, sort of half balls, some brown. This I think is probably a merino yarn. It's sort of tightly, sort of this bouncy merino type, and then a couple of gray ones. And I'm guessing that these are maybe the Novita Nalle yarns, but they're good for socks or just general, you know, basic black yarns. So yeah, I thought that wasn't too bad. Now what I'm gonna do with these, now that it's cold, I'm actually gonna put these outside and leave them there for a day or so, just to make sure that there are no uninvited guests living in these balls. And then I'm pretty sure that after being outside in the cold, that anything unwanted will have died. Yeah. What else can I tell you? I've made some progress on the sock that I started, that I talked about yesterday. I didn't bring it here, of course, but it's going really fast, that one. I'm also quite a long way. Just a sec. I had my bag right here with my Liverpool mittens. I now have 2 finished mittens with thumbs. I have one finished mitten but without a thumb, and then the fourth, the last one is sort of halfway. So these will be finished for Christmas. And today I got some more of the gray yarn because I ran out, and I went into my local yarn dealer and I got another ball. So these are well underway as well. So that's nice. And then I also actually, now that I remember, I actually also bought 2 balls of double Sunday. Let me just reach for those as well. Right behind the camera, of course. Now I'm doing kind of boring, but that's because I live with men, and men who don't wear color. So now I only have these dark and boring colors for my Christmas knitting. But I bought a couple of balls of double Sunday. This is actually a very, very dark navy. And I thought that I would, if I have time, and I think I will, I'll make a hat for one of my boys out of these. So yeah, my Christmas knitting is pretty well underway, I would say. And I've told the boys this year that they're getting soft packages all around. No electronics and no hardware this year, because this is the year of hand knits. So let's hope they appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there and get to my knitting and my football, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.